Okay. So there's this thing called this philosophy called "my red is not your red." Essentially, it means that my own red don't be any. Right? My own definition of red might not necessarily be my, I don't know. See, my brother's definition of red. His own definition of red might be a slighter, maybe a more vibrant version of red. But me, we might have two definitions of red essentially, and that everybody on earth has like different definitions of what the color red is, right? Essentially, it just talks about how people see things from different perspectives, right? So this morning I was awoken with like a thought, right? Just really put a thought in my head. Now, in the book of Genesis here, God talked about like clothing, that Adam and Eve discovered that they were naked, and God made clothes for them from goat skin, right? So I always thought the clothes God made was like, I don't know, maybe 4 or something like that. But if you keep reading the Bible, yeah, you discover that God's definition of clothing is very different from our own definition of clothing. Our own definition of clothing is fabric, right? Chiffon, wool, cotton, all these like fabrics. That's what we call clothes. But God's definition of clothes is actually skin, because, the Bible talks about, so Jesus himself talked about Solomon, that in all his glory was not as clothed as one of this, and that God clothed the lily of the grass of the field. So God's definition of clothes, and grass don't wear fabric. So if Jesus is saying God clothed the grass of the field, Jesus is saying that, God's definition of clothing is organic fiber, like the skin. Do you understand? So I just wanted to document it and put it out there essentially that, our skin is actually a cloth, right? Now, do I know how to change it yet? We are so obsessed with aging and reversing aging, all these things. No, but if your skin is just a cloth, then maybe you can just change it, like Jesus. When Jesus resurrected, his disciples, they could not recognize him again. When they were fishing in the book of John, they didn't recognize him. So maybe he just changed his clothes, right? So maybe it's just possible to even just change your clothes like that. Maybe there's a process for it. Now, do I know how to change it yet? No, the Holy Spirit hasn't told me, but of course, as soon as I find out, I'll share it. But, Happy New March.